morning pre-prep and welcome to another Monday and another pre-prep assembly. Well, to start as we normally do, we're going to say a big well done to all of the people who've earned themselves a merit award last week. So let's read out those names. In reception, I have one for Thea, one for Gabriel, one for Flora, and one for Ophelia. In year 1, we have one for Otto, and one for Pixie. And year 2, Georgie, Harriet, Elsie, and Reggie. So well done to all of you. I shall pop those in the post for you. And I also have a gold award, and that's for Ernie. So I'll make sure that gets in the post to you as well, Ernie, along with your gold star badge. Well done, all of you. Now, so far in our assemblies this half term, we've been thinking a lot about our brains and how important they are. But we're going to take a pause from that thinking at the moment, because tomorrow is a really important day for children in our country and actually for lots of children all over the world, because tomorrow is Safer Internet Day. And children from over 170 countries around the world and thousands of children in the UK will be spending some time probably in their schools, thinking about what Safer Internet Day means. It happens every year around about this time, and it's a day when we remind ourselves about the wonderful things the internet brings us, but also to remind ourselves about how we stay safe when we're using the internet. Now, maybe it's more important than ever this year because we're on the internet much more than we might normally be. You're on the internet right now watching Mrs. Luckhurst's assembly. After you've watched this assembly, you'll probably go on the internet onto Teams so that you can meet your teachers. Your teachers may ask you to go on the internet to play a game or to do some research or to watch another video. And then maybe later on you might pop back on the internet to meet some of your friends or your family who you can't go and see at the moment, and maybe you've been meeting them up over your screen. Every time we use the internet, we know we have to make sure we're safe when we are doing that. We talk about that a lot in school in our ICT lessons, and I know that you know lots of the rules, such as you would never get a device or go on a computer if you hadn't asked a teacher or if a teacher hadn't told you to. If when you're on the computer or the iPad, something pops up that makes you feel a bit worried, we've taught you to minimise your screen and to go and tell an adult who will be able to help you. We know that we've all got passwords and passcodes, and we should try our very, very best to keep that information private and personal. I think going on the internet is a little bit like going to a brand new place. Imagine going to a brand new town or city that has the most amazing things to look at, and you just want to go and explore all of them all at once. But I don't think you would rush off if you didn't have your adult with you, holding your hand, telling you where are the good places to go, and maybe the places you shouldn't go. And it's a little bit like that on the internet. The internet is a wonderful place, but there are parts of the internet that aren't so wonderful, or maybe parts which aren't right for you at the moment because you're only little. And so the adults help you know where are the good places to go and the places that you should avoid. Well, this year for Safer Internet Day, the big thinking is about wondering if everything we see on the internet is true. Is it all real, or are there things on the internet that are made up? Well, I'm going to start by reading you a story. I'm going to show it to you on the screen. It's got Detective Digiduck in it, and he's finding out that very thing. Is everything we see on the internet true? So let me pop the board on. I'm going to move over here, just out of the way, so I can bring it up for you. Here we go. Detective Digiduck. And we can see him there, sitting at his device, at his laptop. I like it's got the duck on the front here. And he's got his detective things with him, look, a magnifying glass and some binoculars. Well, let's see what he finds out. School School had nearly finished for the year, and DigiDuck had one last project. His teacher, Mrs. Goose, had asked the class to find out about animals that live in the forest. DigiDuck knew his parents had friends in the forest, but he'd never been. Forests were a mystery. He needed to rush though. Crazy Cat and Footy Fox were on his family farmyard games team, and they were so close to winning. If he could do this quickly, they could still play before bedtime. He searched online for forest animals. There were so many websites to choose from, but one picture caught his attention straight away. Perfect, he said happily. DigiDuck discovered that a deer's antlers are the fastest growing body part of any animal in the world, and once they start growing, they don't stop. Doves travel for thousands of miles when they migrate and are happiest in cold weather. All dragons can fly and breathe fire. They live in the deepest, darkest forests. That's incredible, said DigiDuck. He looked at the clock. Crazy Cat would still be online. Game time. Later that week, when Mrs. Goose returned his work, he was surprised. Oh no, he exclaimed. I wonder where I went wrong. He arrived home feeling glum, but soon cheered up when he saw that Wise Owl was visiting. He was a good friend and had helped DigiDuck before. I don't understand, said DigiDuck, showing them his work. The website I chose had lots of information and fantastic pictures. I thought they were all facts. How can I tell the difference? Well, something is only a fact if you can prove or show that it's true, explained Wise Owl. Like the fact that all birds have beaks. We can see that, we know that it's true. So if I said all birds have 8 legs, that is not a fact. I know it's untrue because I am one, replied DigiDuck. Precisely, said Wise Owl. Also, things you read or see online might just be ideas that people have. I could say on the internet that Brave Bat is the best superhero, but you might think that Daring Duck is better. We can't say who's right or wrong because there are opinions or feelings that we have. To check if something is a fact, you have to be a detective, DigiDuck, and look for information or clues in other places too. DigiDuck leaped up enthusiastically. Detective DigiDuck on the case. He quickly stopped in his tracks. Hang on, where else are we going to look for information? I'm going to teach you 3 things that you can do to help decide that if what you found on the internet is a fact or not. We'll use a different one for each forest animal, explained Wise Owl. We'll video call one of the animals. We'll chat with your parents and we'll look on another website too. This is going to be amazing, yelled DigiDuck. Please can we call the dragon first? Please? We'll save the dragon for later, but we'll call my friend Big Buck first. No one knows more about being a deer than a deer himself. The call connected and a magnificent stag appeared on the screen. His antlers were quite unexpected though. Hi, waved DigiDuck. The internet says that your antlers grow really fast and never stop. But now I'm not so sure. Our antlers grow remarkably fast, said Big Buck proudly. That part's true, but we shed them in the spring and they grow again in the summer. Wait, they come off, quacked DigiDuck, turning a little pale. It's okay, chuckled Big Buck. They're meant to, and it doesn't hurt a bit. They returned to the project over dinner. Mummy Duck, can you tell us anything about doves? Asked Wise Owl. But I know that doves are truly extraordinary flyers. It won't be long before our friends think about heading off again. Where to? Asked DigiDuck. The internet said they like cold places. Not all doves are the same, but some fly fly an exceptionally long way to get to warmer places, and this migration lasts many months. Oh, the stories they tell, replied Mummy Duck wistfully. Right, Detective, what have you learned so far? Asked Wise Owl. Digiduck studied his notebook. To check the information you find online, you need to talk about it with an adult. You might even know an expert who can help too. Very good, replied Wise Owl. That just leaves the dragon. Oh, I can't wait, said Digiduck, hopping excitedly. Before we start, it's useful to ask yourself some questions about what you've discovered online. There might be things that you already know that can help. A good detective thinks really carefully about the clues to decide what the facts are. What do you know about dragons so far? Asked Wise Owl. Well, the website said that they can fly and breathe fire, replied Digiduck. Have you or anyone you know ever seen a dragon? Wise Owl asked kindly. Well, I've seen a dragonfly before, but not a flying dragon. I don't think anyone I know has seen one of those. Have you seen any other photographs, videos or news reports about dragons in your books, on TV or anywhere online? I watched a video about Komodo dragons, but they're actually the biggest lizards in the world. There are fire-breathing dragons in my bedtime stories, but lots of made-up things happen there too. Digiduck sat quietly, considering the clues in his mind. After a while, he said with a little sigh, I think dragons might not be real. I'm afraid they aren't, comforted Wise Owl. The information you found about dragons was untrue. They only live in made-up stories. But what terrific stories they are! Wise Owl and Digiduck searched online for a different animal to complete his project. The family farmyard had lots of interesting forest facts, and Digiduck also checked a website that Mrs. Goose had showed them. On the last day of term, the children were bursting with excitement. As a special treat, Mrs. Goose had arranged a picnic lunch at the forest school. Okay. So we could see in that story that Digiduck had found lots of facts about the animals, but they weren't all true. First of all, he was going to believe what he read straight away. But Wise Owl taught him that maybe you have to be a bit of a detective sometimes and think of some other things that you could do to find out if these things really are facts or whether they might just be made up. So the lesson we need to learn is not to believe everything you read on the internet straight away, but to do a bit of detective work to find out if what you read really is true. Now, I've got a couple of pages to share with you that I found on the internet, and maybe you can help me decide if they're fact or actually they're just made up. Let me see if I can bring them up. So here's my first one. So we've got some geese, a bit like Mrs. Goose in the story. This one says, geese have wings and feathers. This one says, geese eat sweets and ice cream. We need to be a bit of detective here. Which one do you think is a fact and which one really isn't true at all? I think you're right. We know that geese have wings and feathers. We can see them in this picture. But I've never seen a geese eating sweets or ice cream. Maybe some of them do, but I can't say it's a fact for sure. Let's have a look at my next page. Well, this looks like a really good page from the internet, all about owls. We met Wise Owl in the story. This is all about owls, and it says, did you know? And there's lots of facts around the outside. Now, some of them are true, some of them you may want to think about. So, owls hunt at night. Owls are afraid of rabbits. Owls cannot blink. The carnival owl has green feathers. Owls sleep in trees. Owls have 2 eyes. Owls cannot fly until they are 2 years old. Owls have 4 toes on each foot. Now I'm going to pop this page on your seesaw pages today, and maybe you would like to do a bit of detective work to find out which of those facts about animals are true and which ones are not true. And maybe you could let me know. I'm also going to put another website on the seesaw for you, all about Somerset apple ants. And I'd like you to explore that website if you've got time and get back to me to tell me your thoughts about it. I would really like to know that you are being great detectives during our Internet Safety Day, which remember is tomorrow. Well, I thought of a great song we could sing because we've been talking about needing to stick to the rules when we're on the internet so that we make sure that we're safe. So I thought, what better song than our song about sticking to the rules? So let Mrs. Luckhurst pop it on. Stick to the rules like glue. That is what you should do. When you're off track, it's hard to get back. Stick to the rules like glue. Better for me and you. Even the easiest game has rules to keep just the same. If you don't know, you can't have a go. That would be a shame. Stick to the rules like glue. That is what you should do. When you're off track, it's hard to get back. Stick to the rules like glue. Better for me and you. Each little rule that you break, you know will be a mistake. It won't be long before you go wrong. It's your choice to make. Stick to the rules like glue. That is what you should do. When you're off track, it's hard to get back. Stick to the rules like glue. Better for me and you. Sticking to the rules on the internet will make sure that you are safe and can enjoy all of the wonderful things that we can explore on there. Time to light the candle. If you put your hands together, close your eyes, make the prayer your own, remember, by saying Amen at the end. Dear God, thank you for all the wonderful things you have put in our world for us to enjoy. Help me to remember that my grown-ups can help me to stay safe in it. Help me today and every day. Amen. Well, Pre-Prep, I know that you know how to stay safe on the internet, but can you be a good internet detective and help me find out about those owl facts and about those Somerset apple ants? I look forward to hearing from you throughout the week. Bye-bye.